Hey, hello everybody and welcome. What an exciting panel today. And we are so super excited to have you join us today. We're just giving Zoom a few seconds to notify everybody that we've started so we can get some more people in the room. And while we're waiting for that, in the meantime, if you could just drop in the Q&A chat where you are currently located. So where are you currently located? I am in Cape Town, South Africa. Harini, do you want to tell us where you currently located?
I'm right now in New Jersey, USA.
Amazing. Tanya?
I am in London, UK.
Oh, great. Is it
Ooh.
cold there at the moment?
No, it was sunny today.
Oh, amazing. Prashika?
I am in India, Mumbai, and it's humid as it always be. So
Yes.
yeah.
Awesome. Nagashri?
Hey everyone, I'm in Boston, USA.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. And yeah, let's get started. So, my name is Cindy Satram. I'm a social media coordinator here at Prodigy Finance. But more importantly, we have a credible panelist, woman in STEM, that is joining us today. And I'm going to hand over to you ladies to introduce yourselves. Harini, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'm Harini Shanmugasundaram from Chennai. I did my undergrad in dentistry and I worked as a dentist in Chennai for 2 years. And then I thought, okay, clinical is not my thing, and I love doing research, and I love how things from lab go to market, the business aspect of it, the commercialization of drug and everything. So I got, I want to study abroad. So I did all my research, and here I am in my second semester enjoying life.
Amazing. We're going to dig deeper into your story,
Mm-hmm.
Harini, but thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Tanya, would you like to go next?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I am Tanya, and I'm originally from Chandigarh, India. And I'm currently pursuing MSc in Artificial Intelligence for Drug Discovery at Queen Mary University of London. And I come from a pharmacy background, studying pharmacy for 6 years, and then I realized I want to transition into something not clinical and research based. So here I am, and I am happy to share my experience.
Oh, amazing. What a pivot, Tanya. And I'm so
Yeah.
interested to know how you moved from pharmaceuticals or clinicals to AI intelligence.
Yeah.
But we'll dig into your story in a bit. Prashika.
My kind of story is similar to what Harini and Tanya is. I'm a chemistry graduate, guys. So yeah, I did my chemistry. And then I was like, I don't want to do a master's in chemistry, or I don't want to work in labs. I wanted to see the market side of thing, like as Harini said. So similar kind of a story. But when I took chemistry, I was very passionate about it. So I never thought that I would do, STEM related course or a marketing related course moving forward in my life. But I don't know what happened in my last year or my last semester. I kind of switched. And then, yeah, I did my master's in marketing. And yeah, here I am in Prodigy, working in the marketing side of things. And yeah, and I love to interact with all the students we have. So yeah, here I am.
Thank you so much, Prash. I know it's evening time in India for you now, and I'm sure family time. So thank you so much for joining us today. And
So my pleasure.
last but not least, Nagashri.
Yeah. Hi everyone, this is Nagashri. I'm coming from a small village in India, currently studying at Northeastern University in Boston. I'm in data analytics engineering, and I'm excited about our conversation today.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining. And thank you to all of our incredible attendees joining us here today. Just a reminder to our attendees, feel free to pop your questions in the Q&A chat whenever you feel the urge to ask a question, and we can address it to the ladies as we go along. So, firstly, Harini is a Prodigy Finance ambassador. And so she gets to chat to some of the students.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that, Harini, about being an ambassador for Prodigy Finance, and more importantly, about how are things going in your studies at the moment. You mentioned you second semester. What are some of the challenges that you've experienced so far, and how are you overcoming those challenges?
Okay, sure. So the first challenge, which I thought I'll never get over, is I don't have any technical skills to do a basic science degree. That is doing full-on chemistry, full-on pharmacology. No, I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for the lab techniques and anything. So I was like constantly dealing with the imposter syndrome. And, people are really kind enough here to, teach everything from the basic. Even if I'm in my master's, there are people, I mean, most of the labs, this is our own university, so there is a lot of opportunity that, oh my God, I should have done my undergrad here. I'm not gonna lie, because it is so different and I am loving it. And
Fantastic.
being a, I'm sorry to interrupt, and being a Prodigy Finance a student comfort zone, I am talking to a lot of people, talking to a lot of students. It makes more sense, and helping people to go through the same same order of things that I went through a year ago, and it's really cool. I'm able to understand things better, able to make people understand things better. That's cool.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Harini. So we've already got a question come through from Rashid. Rashid has asked,
Mhm.
is this only for women alone? So Rashid, sorry, I know it might feel like that, but today's webinar is a special focus on women in STEM. And I'm actually just going to hand over to Tanya. Tanya, if you could just talk to us about this concept of women in STEM. Why do you think we are having this conversation and solely focus on women in STEM? What does that mean to you?
So, in a technical field, there is a consistent need for us women to prove ourselves again and again and again and again, even though we know for a fact that we are as much as capable as the men in the same field are. But the patriarchy is set, and we need to break those walls and get through. And so there is a tiny bit of conscious mind every time we are in this field. And you feel like you need to prove yourself a bit more than the men. But I feel like the times are changing. There are more opportunities for women. The conversations are happening. There are a lot more communities that are women led and for women in this field. So it's not something that should hold you back in a long run if you feel like you can contribute to this.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Nagashi, what is your thoughts and your opinions on this? Do you agree with Tanya when you've made the decision to move from your small village in India to go and study in the US? What was the thought process? Did you feel like you couldn't do it because you're a woman, or were you supported by your community back home?
Yeah, honestly, it is most similar. So it was a long dream to do masters in abroad for me. So I'm coming from a small village in India. My parents are farmers. They didn't had a chance to study, but they never let me uh, study. Like I wanted to do this, so that's how I come here, and I navigated about the financial issues. So I take my further chance to do masters. So I'm getting global exposure here, and when I look back, this is the best decision I ever take in my life. So we women, we should not sit idle for in home. So we need to do something. We need to show to the society about ourselves. So that's how we come forward.
Great.
That's
Prashika,
amazing.
I know you've graduated some time ago, but I'm really interested and you know, working at Prodigy, you speak to a lot of international students. What differences do you experience from when you studied your master's to how it is today?
So yeah, so it's a lot of difference. I passed out in 2017, so yeah, you can just say like it's been a while. I see the major differences, Cindy, in today's students who pass out today is confidence. So they exactly know what they want to do. So they exactly so and they are so confident in what they're doing. That is so aspirational and that is so admirable. Because like when I was navigating similar story, because in my parents were educated, but they never suggested us do this or do that. They always said to me and my elder brother, do whatever you like. So they never had a say on what we want to do, but they also supported us with that. So it was never a thing, that my parents are helping me, or it was like me navigating my life and me navigating everything. In that particular period, so I come from a small city in India, which is Nasik, and then I came to like Mumbai, which is a bigger metropolitan city, and I had to, navigate by myself. And I feel if I had this confidence, if I had it earlier, it would make a lot of difference. It would make a difference, like the way I interact, the way I socialize, that has also changed a lot. So I feel confidence is what the today's students who are passing out, and their navigational power is what is best in them.
Great. Harini, I want to ask you, so you currently in the US, you
Mhm.
doing your second semester. What is it like for you being a woman in a STEM degree, and also particularly in the USA, where the climate or the macroeconomic level is so uncertain at the moment with visas and international
Yeah.
students? How are you navigating that at the moment?
Okay. Let me answer that. Before that, I want to add to uh, Parshika's continuing her response. I wanted to tell you that she mentioned confidence, and
Yes.
I think we should also have this thought that if we don't know, it's okay to ask anybody, even basic, and you don't know, you will get a lot of insight from the random people. You will learn a
Curiosity.
lot.
Yes.
Yeah. And and that will also make the other person think that they know better than you. Maybe it's also psychological, but you'll get a lot of insights. Yeah. I just wanted to add to that. Now answering Cindy's question. Um, right now, okay. As a student in second semester, I'm not thinking about anything political. I'm not thinking about the administration. I'm here to study. I'm a student. What I can do to increase my job eligibility, what I can do to network, whom I can speak to, what all events I can go to, how can I study, how can I improve my scientific knowledge, how can I do my lab techniques better. And let's say, for example, a PCR. In India, I don't know. I've never seen one in my university. Or we have to like outsource it. But here they have number of missions. The all most of them are like very advanced. So learn about the missions, learn about everything. And I just saw that Tanya is doing AI, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
And bro, AI along with healthcare, I mean the life science and AI, oh my God. It is a we used to I mean like 5 years ago we used to think STEM is doing medical engineering, yeah, computer science, but it's more I thought about it more like computer science, engineering and something, masters in computer science. Now it's all AI, automation, machine learning and genetics. And there's so much to learn. And I'm here in I'm just learning every single day. I'm just being open to learn. And I think that's really good mindset of being a student is, don't even think about, oh my God, like the administration or the visa issues or anything. You just have to go, love what you do, everything will fall into place, is what I might be delusional, but this delulu is working for me.
Tanya, maybe you can actually talk to us a little bit about that. I think that's such a great call out, Harini. And earlier on, you mentioned the pivot, to an AI course. What brought about that change?
So I wanted to have a job that is not being taken by AI in the future.
Yeah.
So either I learn AI or I just stick to the traditional path, which if
Yeah.
I do, I will be a jobless woman in like mid 30s, late 20s. So I didn't want that. And so for that to happen, I needed to learn AI somehow. So I come from a pharmacy background. So we experimented a lot about drugs and everything during my undergrad. So I thought, why not? And with the COVID, the pharmaceutical market just boomed and it's still expanding and expanding. It is bound to double by 2030, they said. So while it is there, I said, like, give it a shot. And so at least I have AI and I have the experience of pharmacy and integrating both of them, at least I will have a job in the future. So I kind of had to take up machine learning, Python, and I have zero background of all that. And coming here, the people are so nice, the professors, the resources, everybody is like willing to help you from the very basic because I've not coded my entire life. And learning to code this late was tough, but it's like if everybody is helping you, if it's like you ask for help, they're ready to help. So you need to ask for
That's so
help.
true.
And so it was something like I just had to for a survival. Yeah.
Smart. Yeah, thinking ahead. That's really,
Yeah.
and just kind of seeing how the world is changing and how things are adapting and kind of staying on top of that. Nagashi, so you chose the USA as your study abroad
Mhm.
destination, and you studying a master's in data science. Is that correct?
Data analytics.
Data analytics.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
tell us what inspired you to choose data analytics
Mhm.
as your course, and also particularly the US. Tanya chose the UK, which I'm also interested to know. Um, the US is known for, for its ability to find work easy, and it's got really great prospects. But tell us, what was your thinking about choosing that particular course and also your particular university?
Yeah, sure. I was working at corporate industry as a data analyst and data engineering. So I wanted to deepen my knowledge in data science and advanced analytics, since all we know that everything is integrating with AI and machine learning, agentic AI. So that led me to come into advanced data analytics here in Boston, especially Northeastern University, because this course, data analytics engineering here, it bridges the gap between data engineering and AI along with machine learning. This is exactly the path where I wanted to grow in my future. So, and coming to Northeastern University, it is one of the top well-known universities in the USA. So, and it stood out for its co-op program. We are allowed to work with industries during our coursework. So that's the major thing I had chosen this university. And the Boston, it's an amazing city. So it is a home for most financial and healthcare industries. And also the ecosystem is even more compelling, especially someone with the data or tech. So that's how I landed here with a dream. Uh, yeah, a lot of courage.
Yeah.
Great. So
Boston
now
is
we're
an
going to
amazing
hand over.
place. Sorry.
Sorry, what was that,
Boston is
Irene?
an amazing. I
Yes?
agree with her. Boston is an amazing ecosystem where it has a finance district as well as pharma healthcare place.
Healthcare.
So, it is like two big major, r- what to say, major player of,
Yeah.
the ecosystem is amazing in Boston.
Ecosystem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, I was just going to open up to questions from our audience and then also give you
Mm-hmm.
ladies the opportunity to ask each other questions.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see to our wonderful audiences, do you have any questions that you would like to know that would really impact where you are at in your study abroad journey? The best advice is to get it from people who are currently doing it or have recently done it. So from applications to universities, to going through their visa, to financial aspects, to actually arriving in their study abroad country, any aspect of the study abroad journey, the best people to answer it is this group of ladies with us here today. So go ahead, ask your question. I see a raised hand from Musa. I'm going to allow Musa to come off mute and then ask their question live. Musa, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, ma. My question is that I wanted to start applying for the school and the scholarship, but I don't know where to start. Because yesterday I've seen one application, but I don't know how to start. That's why I even joined the meeting. Thank you, ma.
Thank you, Musa. So, Prash, I'm going to hand that over to you. Are you able to give Musa some guidance?
Thank you, Musa, firstly, for asking us the question. C- he's there, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I thought you unmuted him or something like that. So yeah, thank you, Musa, for asking the question. The thing is, currently we are only funding India. We will be soon starting funding for Africa. So we'll let you know through an update from our website, or you can follow our social media channel where you'll get the recent updates. But currently, I'm really sorry and really apologize. Currently, we do not have funding for regions apart from India. So yeah.
And then maybe to his initial question, whoever wants to take it, Harini, I did see your
Oh, yeah.
hand raised. He was
I'm
asking,
sorry.
no, please. He was asking
Okay.
about like where does he start and the application process. Like for someone, and I think it's for anybody who's on this call today, if they're just exploring the opportunity of studying abroad, what would you ladies suggest be the first step that they do?
Can I go first?
Yes.
So let's have Musa's current situation as an example. If it were me or if I were to advise a friend, let's keep Prodigy Finance um, as one of the major, I would say, a major factor in my study abroad journey. So, although they're although they are right now in the process or in future they're gonna fund that particular country, let's say it's gonna take 8 months to 10 months or something. In that time period, it is a really good window for the person, for Musa, to to see which country he want to go in, to see which program he want to go in, and talk to Prodigy Finance people, that is you guys, regarding the type of funding they are willing to provide, or whatever universities they actually sponsor. And they can keep Prodigy aside until they get the admission, which is absolutely, it's going to take 10 to like 11 months, if I'm not wrong. The English exams, the scholarships, the waivers, GRE, and then they should really focus on that. They should have a three different groups of universities. One could be top tier, where it is difficult to get in, or They have really good research opportunities, something it is far beyond our, um, far beyond our thought that, oh my God, I won't get in. You could still apply for that. And mid-range universities where you have a sure shot. Prodigy also sponsors the university. You will get in, and you also like the program and the university. It actually is a really good plan. And the other set of universities is the backup universities, which shouldn't be so bad, but it should also have very similar advantages like the mid-range university you choose.
Great.
Probably five, list it to 10, do SOPs,
Sorry,
get ready with the
sorry,
LOR.
Harini, we lost you
Oh,
there
sorry.
for
Uh,
no, we lost you there for a bit. I don't know if anybody else had experienced it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but does
mhm.
anybody have anything else? Tanya, maybe Nagashri, Prashika, any other suggestions? Tanya?
Feel like you should first look for a course that you really want to study. That should be the first priority, and then look for universities in tier one, like Harini said, like tier one, tier two, tier three universities. But the first step should be like you need to figure out a course, a subject, or anything that you want to study. And then you can decide what place, what university, everything like that.
Great. Anything else from your side, Nagashri?
Yeah, I think it would be the same. First, you need to decide about the course where you wanted to grow in. Then, according to that, you need to choose the location. For example, if you choose Germany, it would be better for automobile. So, in that way, you need to choose the location. So, then you can decide about the universities according to your financial uh, foundation. So, that's what you need to plan.
So from my end, I would say to students that, whenever you think about studying abroad, first also start also researching about your funding options. But I feel that those are very important. Don't think about funding that we'll think about it after the admission to a certain university or a certain course. Don't think about at that time. Think about in the initial phase when you are researching about your universities, that time about funding, research about funding, because as per my knowledge, as per we interact with student, funding is only just not about paying, your tuition fee. It is about also your living expenses, your, again, it also differs which countries you're applying to. It differs along that as well. So funding is a very important perspective which student oftenly think about in the last period when they want to go to study abroad. But I feel they should think about funding first when they are researching about after the research about schools and the university. They should think about funding because it's a very important factor in today's day and age. And yeah, and we are here like Prodigy can help you, as we are no cosigner and no collateral. Yes.
Let's
It
actually
is really
dive.
an sorry.
Yeah.
It
What were
is
you saying?
it is I'm sorry, but no collateral and no cosigner, although the rate is a little higher, I guess, but this opens door to a lot of people who don't have financial support through their family, because I get to speak to a lot of students in Instagram or in LinkedIn. They always come up with a question that how will I is it really true that they don't it's non-collateral. You can also give a collateral, but it's also non-collateral, so it is opening doors for a ton of people, honestly.
Absolutely. And let's actually talk about this a little bit more. You raise a really great point, Harini, that often in this decision, I know in India you do get your family involved. It's just a cultural
Mhm.
thing. But what was that like for you? Tanya, maybe you want to start. Tell us,
Yeah.
why did you choose Prodigy Finance? Was it the no collateral, no cosigner, or was it something else? And if you can just talk about the financial aspect of studying abroad, how did that go for you?
So I didn't want to give a collateral because it's me who wants to pivot from something that I've already done. I already had a job back in India. So it was my decision to leave a well-paying job and go abroad and then study. So I didn't want my family to be dragged into a loan. And it was a huge amount. Like it wasn't a small amount. Like it wasn't 5 to 10 lakhs, which could be paid off, even though the interest rate is a little higher, but it was still a better option than the other banks. So it was like,
Sorry, when you say 5 to 10 lakhs, could you tell our audience what that is in US dollars?
so that would
Oh, if you
I can
know.
tell in
Oh.
pounds. So that would be like 30,000, 30 lakhs would be 30,000 pounds.
Mm.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
so if I were to take a loan from India, I needed to have, like, from an Indian bank, I needed to have a co-signer and a collateral. There was no way that they didn't need a collateral. So for me, at this stage, I didn't want to have a loan against a collateral, and I wanted to pay it off my own. So that's the reason I chose Prodigy and was like the best option available.
Nagashri, what was your experience like funding
Mm,
your studies?
yeah, actually, for doing masters, I had a financial barrier right after my undergrad. So I was thinking like maybe next year, maybe next year. So at the time, one of my friends told me about Prodigy Finance. That honestly changed everything for me. I took a loan from Prodigy Finance and I sorted out all financial issues. So if you take a loan in Prodigy Finance, so everything will come in place without having to worry about cosigner and collateral and without having to worry about any paperwork. And it can be done within a timeline. So that's the best uh, option. I have got it from Prodigy Finance. So that's how I landed into this university. And especially everybody knows that US universities, tuition fees are expensive. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's where Prodigy came. And that's how my master journey started. Yeah.
great. Harini, what was it like for you? Did you get family or friends involved? What was it
Yeah.
like, the financial
Like I
aspect?
said, like I said, it's a cultural thing that every single person in the family takes decision for you. That to being a woman, it's like a unsaid invitation for them to give an opinion on my education. But
Yeah.
and a financial aspect is also one of them. And they'll be like, "Why do you want to spend on a women's education?" Oh my God! So that wasn't really an issue for me. But as Tanya said, I don't want to involve my parents in it because this is my decision. I want to pivot and I want to go. And I'm not kid anymore, so I don't want to rely on them. Also, everything was so new, and I don't want to have an extra stress of the bank processing the loan with my visa interview, visa stress, and all that. It's a two major thing. I don't want to go through all that. I Visa is like the priority, and the Indian bank loans usually take more than few months to process. And I don't think I'll have a good experience with them. And yeah, although the although the interest rate is higher, I wouldn't say it's there are banks which gives same interest rate like Prodigy. So like I mean to say is there are banks that gives less interest rate, and there are banks that give higher interest rate. So I think I was like, okay, this is easy. The application is easy. The verification is easy. I don't have to like go back and forth through the bank and drain myself.
Yeah.
Also, the money transfer part is also easier through Prodigy.
Yeah.
than the Indian banks because they have to transfer it to, they can't directly transfer it to the university. It's a very long process, which I don't want to go through.
And Prodigy
Yeah.
is USD, so it helps in the conversion rate
Yeah,
also.
yeah. And then they directly send it to the university. So I don't have to like worry about anything. I just have to worry about what kind of dress I have to wear or what kind of things that I have to pack in my luggage. And that's all I need to worry about because when I land here, we don't have anything, no, not even a phone number, bank account. Everything takes like 2 to 3 weeks to set up. And
Mhm.
people who got the bank loans have to set it up right after they land, and they have to transfer money, and this has to go to the school. Oh my God, too much.
Too much
So,
work.
too much mental exhaustion, not physical work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
we've
your
got a
university, you
comment from
continue. Sorry, Cindy, sorry. You can
No,
go ahead.
I was just reading out a comment from someone joining us on this webinar today saying studying abroad is expensive. They agree, they know what it's like, and what better place to, to find something where it's seamless, it's completely digital. You can choose to get your family involved and you can choose not to as well because no collateral or cosigner is required. Prashika, I'm going to hand over to you now to talk about this exciting campaign that we have going on at the moment. And actually, this webinar is in collaboration with this campaign that we are running called ProdiShe. Prashika, I'm going to hand over to you to talk about the finer details.
So just ending it up, guys. Talking to you guys was such an aspiring and admiring phase for me. So it's been good talking to you. And to women like you guys who have a lot of dreams, who want to, rule the world and, break the glass ceiling. It's a really big thing for, women to do step, as like Tanya also said it rightly, it's a male dominated, heavily male dominated stream. So yeah, so Prodigy has started an exactly supporting initiative for women, which is ProdiShe is what we call it. She means we have started this initiative only for women, where we'll be giving scholarships for only women who wants to do STEM related courses. So it is again designed to, support women pursuing STEM master degree abroad with both guidance of financial support and depending on where they are in the process, right? If you're still exploring university through our platform, NovaGrad, you can explore a university, you can use your AI powered university matching application guideline, and then again apply to Prodigy, and have an exciting time of winning the scholarship via us, which will really, I feel, again, the scholarship is not that much that it is again a full amount of your tuition fee or anything, but we have started this initiative really from our hearts to help women to at least something as Prodigy we can bring onto the table and help the dreams of the women who want to go and pursue their dream, study abroad, and particularly STEP as a course. So yeah, we've started this sweet and this initiative is really near to my heart, everyone's heart here in Prodigy, and we would really like everyone from like whoever has joined to go and apply through Prodigy, and they have a chance to win a scholarship. So yeah, I hope you all go and apply to it and win the scholarship. Yeah.
And there's also the NovaGrad aspect of it, Prashika. Can you talk to that a little bit?
Yes. So the Novograd option is, if you are still, so the students who have not yet started to explore the university, or they are completely clueless, like what should I do next in terms of university and courses. So we have a Novograd website where you can go, which helps you in, if you just only have to fill in your details like your number, your name, and what course you're looking for. So what we'll do is we'll help you in guidance of which course to pick and which application where you can put the application. We have our internal structure, which is called AI powered university matching system. It will help you guys that. And via NovaGrad also, if you apply, you will also have an application fee reimbursement of $200 is what we've said via NovaGrad. Yeah.
Amazing. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the competition is for for ladies, but for the gents, Prodigy Finance is still offering funding for fall 2026. So go and check that out. And then just in concluding, let's take some advice from you, incredible women. For those who are on this webinar today, or who's going to listen to the recording, or going to see this clip on our social media, and they are looking to explore, they're looking to go and study in the UK, or they're looking to go and study in the USA, what advice do each one of you have for that student today?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was reading the question. Can you repeat your question?
I was just asking for advice. So, for
Mm-hmm.
those who are on this webinar and listening, or who will
Mm-hmm.
be watching this recording afterwards, or if they
Mm-hmm.
see a snippet on social media, from this
Mm-hmm.
webinar, and they're looking to go and study either in the UK or the US, they were looking to do a
Mm-hmm.
STEM degree or any other degree. What advice do you have for that explorer today? And Nagashri, I see you have come off mute, so I'm going to suggest that you go first.
Yeah, sure. So my biggest advice is don't wait until everything to be perfect. Just go ahead. So because I have waited for years for the fear of financial issues, the fear of coming out of comfort zone, fear of failing in new country. So just so once I started coming out of that comfort zone, everything moving forward. So yeah, just don't wait everything to settle down. Just have a clear goal. So don't let money to stop you dream big and work on it. So everything will come in place. Yeah, that's the biggest advice I can give.
Who would like to go next?
I'll go next. My
Tanya,
my
go.
advice would be don't wait to be very sure about something. Just take a small step at a time. And if Prodigy Finance is helping women who want to go into STEM with a scholarship, that's great. Because and people should, I mean, women should apply for it, because studying abroad is quite expensive. And even I feel like even the tiniest bit helps when you plan to go to study out of your hometown or out of your country. So that's a great initiative, and that would really help women from who don't have a very strong financial background and who plan to study in STEM in the further.
Thank you.
I would like to say that be curious, like however you want to be. Be curious, be persistent, is what my two words for women in STEM or any students who is planning to go and abroad and study. Yeah.
Can I go now? Like both of them said, you will not have to perfect everything, to get to know everything and then apply. It will never happen because every single time you will learn something new. I didn't have an idea about what was CPT until I got admit in a different university which didn't have CPT. And then I saw what is CPT, and then I saw a different university and I came here. So it's like you'll not 100% know everything, and then you just have to go step by step and learn it in the process. And also, I was curious and I wanted to answer the questions that was in the chat box. First is studying abroad is expensive. I saw a question about that, and I think it is really worth it because let's say Tanya's background, pharma. I mean, she did pharma and AI. It is an amazing combination, and she is doing data analysis. And the in US, the basic salary for people who have pharma and AI background is 100K plus a year. So it is easier. It will be easier to repay the loans. It is all about improving the skills and higher ability is what I wanted to say. And there was one more question. Sorry for delaying, but there was one more question. Yes, the environment is not that great. Yes, it does affect the post graduation work climate, but look for universities that have internships, CPTs, where your principal investigator is already working in a company outside your university, or having a startup, or developing a drug that is already in phase 2 or something. So you get experience inside university, but you'll get experience that is needed for the industry. You just have to be more smart enough to navigate the whole process. You are in mute.
Oh my goodness. I was saying, I was saying thank you so much, ladies, for your time and for your advice today. What a pleasure hearing your story. And yeah, I'm just so inspired, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the future holds for you all. I have no doubt that it's going to be amazing. And then just to our attendees, thank you so much for joining. If you do have any questions for Prodigy Finance, there are multiple ways in which you can connect with us. You can send an email, you can find us on social media and pop us a DM there. We are on all social media platforms and we're really responsive over there. That's also the best way to stay up to date with any new things that is happening at Prodigy Finance. And then, of course, you can visit our website. We have a chatbot available. We have FAQs, which is a great source of information, and blogs. And you'll find our email address and our contact number over there as well. But thank you so much for joining. Any final words before we end this webinar? To our amazing panelists, do you have any final words? Take that as a no. Thank you so much, everybody, and take care. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me and all of us.
It was lovely.
Have a great
It
day.
was
Yeah.
lovely
Yeah.
talking to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys.
Bye.